Hi, everybody. Welcome to the D2 Speedcast. This is episode 12. We're Wednesday before the big race, just about to get going for my IndyCar debut at the GMR Grand Prix, coming at you July 12th, 12 p.m. Eastern. It's been a long road. We've been preparing for longer than we thought. Darren, how you feeling?
Good. Yeah, a little nervous, but all good nerves for sure. We've been prepping for a long time, haven't we, buddy?
Yep.
Sitting on the sidelines, watching that Texas Oval race, and yeah, the guy in at the race shop here and down at Speedway, the Foyt shop, and seeing them strip the car down from 7-Eleven car to your colours is finally here. So. Shame it's not going to be as long of a normal weekend with regards to practice for you, right? You know, we got that 1.5 hour practice before qualifying. But you're used to that from Indy Lights, right?
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes in Indy Lights, so this is a luxury.
It's still a step up.
But we were hoping for the 3 or 4 practice sessions before qualifying. But that'll hopefully come in the coming weeks. Maybe even Road America. But no, team's looking good. We've been prepping well. We've been in all the Chevy meetings and being part of the team. It's been awesome, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's been a good week. Like I said, we're kind of getting everything ready. It's surreal. It's almost here. It's like we've been sitting for almost 3 months, right? And it's like the first month, everyone's kind of like, well, we're not even thinking about racing, just like what's going on with everything, right? And now we're okay. We're getting back to racing, but it's it's still kind of surreal that we're actually a couple of days away from on track action for me. Texas, feels like it was so long ago.
I know it was only a couple of weeks, but it's going to be bang, bang, bang now with the GMR Grand Prix this Saturday, the 4th, with the unprecedented NASCAR IndyCar collaboration. That's going to be awesome for fans who've not been able to see anything, right? Now at least now they're getting bombarded with motor racing, and then straight to Road America, and let's get into the season. So
yeah, and kind of running down the schedule. I usually have this guy pinned on my wall back there, but I was doing a TV interview earlier, so I didn't want my papers thumbtacked to the wall in the background. But so we've got Road America, then we got Mid Ohio, then Indy 500. That's the big one, right, for me.
Yep.
Then Tony's in for Iowa after Road America. He's in for Gateway after the 500, and finishing up with Portland Laguna, and then Indy GP Take 2 for the Harvest GP.
Yes.
I think is the official event name. So that'll be kind of interesting, coming back to the same track to effectively wrap my year up, and then Seb's going to be in the car for.
Well, this is good. So this is going to be good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be nearly. This is going to. Okay, it's tough, but it's going to be tough for everybody. We try not to set any expectations other than just doing the best that we can.
Yeah.
And the best you can in the time allotted. You've actually, got some good advantage, and you get an extra set of tires as a rookie.
Yeah.
So that could help in our favour this weekend. But all good information for coming back here, and let's just keep improving through the whole year and try and get some good momentum going into next year for sure.
Trust that process. Everyone's been asking me, what do you expect? Doing a bunch of interviews this week, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, what do you expect for results? Tell me what do you think? What are you betting on?" And it's like, well, first of all, I don't think I'm allowed to bet since I'm actually in the sport. I don't think I can open up a sports book account, right? That's how that works. But no, and my answer to that, and it kind of always has been, right? It's like we have a process that we trust and that we know works, and we have a team that we trust and that we've has made big steps in kind of bringing their program up and bringing the right people on and making sure we're all working together well and communicating, and we're going to trust the process and let everything else kind of figure itself out.
Yeah.
And don't because you can if you get too hung up on I've got to get a top 10 or I've got to get a top 5 or a top 15 or beat whoever, right? You don't want to let those carrots get in the way.
Don't want to derail from the technique and the process and doing the best that you can. If you're thinking about that type of thing, we talk about it all the time, and this is something we can talk to people, people watching about. If we concentrate on results, we're not going to be able to focus on the job in hand, the technique. So
if you want the results, you got to focus on what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
There's plenty of books out there that will tell you. It's like you just have to imagine your life as you want it, and then it'll happen. It's like, well, that just imagining that you've won the race doesn't, or like imagining yourself in the press conference or on the victory lap doesn't really do you any good, right? You
I
gotta
mean, it's good visualization every now and then,
but you have to
right?
imagine what you have to do is see yourself doing what you have to do to
Yes.
succeed, right? It's not about picturing yourself having success. I think that's an aside, but
Yeah. So no, so we're obviously we probably should tell everybody we're recording this, so this is not going to be live.
right.
We're going to re-air this later on tonight. So people that are watching, this isn't live, but you can you can comment. We're going to go through some of last year's race stuff and kind of prepare, tell everybody a bit about what we're going to be doing this weekend.
Yeah, and we're doing it this way because it's obviously a very busy week with everything that's going on. Lots of interviews, lots of stuff going on, and it's Darren's wonderful daughter's 10th birthday,
Ninth
ninth
birthday.
birthday. So there's going to be a kid party later, and the last thing we want to do is take Darren away from his little.
They're all in the background.
Girl.
So if you hear any balloons popping or kids screaming, it's all okay. It's not gunshots or anything.
So everyone wish Sophia a happy birthday in the comments, and then we will show her. But yeah, so if you didn't catch last year's race, or if you want a reminder, we've got the highlights from the start. So IndyCar does these cool things where they basically stitch together all the views from everyone's on board the first lap. So let's take a ride.
Yeah, this was a pretty bonkers first lap, and something that we've been looking through as well, hasn't it, Dalton? Because you got to prepare yourself for every eventuality. There's no planning. We talk about that a lot, don't we, Dalton? Don't want to plan to go on the left going into turn one, or plan to definitely go to the right. You've got to have all your options available to you, and this is a good little clip to show you why. Flat tire. Four or five wide going into turn one. Craziness, people going through the gravel in turn two. Have you got hot? Yeah, Harvey had a good race. We all had a good race. See Santino here getting some push to pass. Kuma dive bombing. Hinch did a good job pushing him out so he didn't come past.
I was watching somebody tell me wrong. He was right behind that.
Yeah, he's using it nearly every straightaway on that first lap for sure. Defending Marco around the outside. Yeah. Lots of opportunity. Yeah. Ray Hall in about P5 or P6. This is interesting when he comes down here. Watch his left thumb. You see, he just kind of cut off. But it's kind of, when you do watch the full deal, he kind of hovers his thumb over the push to pass, kind of ready to defend if somebody was going to come past him. So.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's an exciting track, right? You've got lots of action, lots of places to pass, right? That's like one of the cool things about IndyGP is long straightaways combined with hard braking corners really gives you great opportunities to draft, use that push to pass, Chevy power for us, get up behind someone, make a move, and there's plenty of room to go outside or inside of, and a lot of these corners guys really defend hard into 1 or 7. And you can make that outside line work, which is fun. It's hard to do, but it's great when it works out.
This is one corner that start of the race in that very, very tight right hander, right left. It gets talked about a lot, and it will get in our pre-race meeting. the options, taking it easy, get through there. You can see here, 3, 4 wide.
One, two,
Constantine, look at
three wide
hinges
by 4 or 5. And this is one of the things, like you're saying, we're going to have to decide, A, where are we in the qualifying order, right? And where, who's around us? Are you going to be really aggressive, or are you going to, you have to get through the first corner, right? That's for an 80 lap race. That's going to be key. But this is something kind of neat to see. That you can see this is the pit kind of blend line, but the old F1 layout, basically it was a little less aggressive than that, but it basically followed that profile. Like this corner, which I think I tested it once in the old layout, in the USF 2000 car, had this corner was so much wider, and you really couldn't pass anybody because you didn't have to slow down very much.
Didn't have a big braking point.
No.
This is first gear, right? This is
really slow.
Super hard braking. There's going to be a lot of setting yourself up here for turn 2. If you take it easy, you see, Zach got a bit dinked, obviously. Most people got through there okay. No passing, a bit side-by-side action through 4, and then the S's. Didn't Spencer go through over the curbs and get lost?
That was 2 years ago. Yeah, he went through the chicane curves going onto the back straightaway and just got launched. Like he was like 4 feet in the air. The car's up like this. It was pretty crazy.
That's not good. Even though these cars are good over the curbs and the Firestone tires handle the curbs very well and third springs and good shocks, but you can see here Ross.
You got to be touching the ground for the tires to work, though.
Oh yeah.
Toe link or something.
Something's
broken there. So this is gonna be a fun weekend. I really enjoy that track. I think that back section of the S's is really cool. And obviously just the fact that we get to race at Indy, it would have been nice to have started the season earlier, but being able to start it at Indy is special, and that's gonna be pretty cool. We've been doing lots of sim work, kind of preparing for this, right? I think that's something kind of interesting. We've been doing, and that's pretty much all we've been able to do. No one's really been able to test, right? So we've been using iRacing. We've talked about before how we went down to the Chevy sim. Thought that was pretty useful.
A couple of episodes ago, and worked with setup work and some of the things that the team wanted to work through. But we've been working on a lot of fuel saving, which is going to be new to you. Pit stops, not necessarily brand new. IndyCar pit stops are going to be brand new, where there's no driver changes from your LMP.
LMP
it was Pato.
I'm just looking in the back of Rossi there.
Yeah, it's a lot of concertina effect. Some guys going early, some guys not. That was a late start, so we just try and look through all the different restarts or starts of the years and try and get an idea. But it's still down to that pole guy.
Yeah. And I think, one of the things is, like, when was the last time you saw an IndyCar start waved off, right? It doesn't really happen very often.
And I think that's what everybody knows.
Right? And it's like people drive accordingly. And I think it probably has to do with TV windows and whatnot, right? They don't want to waste time going around on a yellow lap, unless it's, like, blatantly really bad.
Yeah.
So, but the one thing it's like if you're in the back half of the field, which hopefully we're not, but, you get strung out really bad, and it's like you got to make sure you're packed up so you don't lose that lead pack.
Ericsson, that's a strange place to wreck. He must have touched somebody there early on, coming out of turn 10 up onto the banking in turn 2, I believe. I can't remember that one. That's not a good place to wreck.
So you never drove this track, right? No, because this was new. What was the first year? 2015.
Yeah, I think 2010 was kind of my last race. Oh, that's coming onto the pit straight. That's turn 1. That's yeah.
Oh wait, no, because the first year I drove this, it wasn't in USF. It was in Pro Mazda. I think I just lost it there.
Yeah, it was broke. And that's interesting, right? They're saying that you've got the most experience around the track.
So that's a funny story. So we were doing an interview this week, and the story's on IndyCar.com, and interviewer is like, yeah, you've. So what do you think about the fact that you have the most road course starts on the IndyGP of anybody in the IndyCar field this weekend? I was like, I didn't know that. This is a new fact to me. So I joked, right? I was like, oh, I actually feel better about it now, which I kind of do. But the caveat is that, like, you go from fields of 6 to 9 cars and lights to 26 in the IndyCar, it's a bit different, right?
Yes.
It's not necessarily representative, but still lots of race scenarios and
Yep, lots of starts,
instances, right?
lots of pressures of first laps. As you're seeing here on the restart, this is like another first lap. So, they're going to have another yellow flag and they're going to have another first lap, which is where everybody's tight together. That's the most opportunity for overtaking some, but most opportunity for having wrecks, as you see here on the restart. Yellows breed yellows, as everybody says.
Yellows breed yellows. Yeah. And and without kind of saying what we're thinking for like strategy, but obviously it's just looking at historically, you can kind of guess it's going to be a 2 or a 3 stop race, right? And the question is, are we going to be fuel saving or are we going to be attacking? And that's going to be very play by play, right? You're going to kind of make that decision. You're going to have plans for each kind of strategy, but it'll depend, right? You could get yellows and that might affect your plan.
Yep.
Or it could go green and then you might be running
you could be getting held up and not being able to pass. We talked about that, didn't we? And this is the whole deal of what we do during these preparation weeks. If we're prepared for every eventuality, when something
playbook, we know what we're going to do.
We're ready to go. Whether it's driving wise, strategy wise, we've got some great strategists and technicians on the timing stand, which is your team. You talked about it earlier, didn't you? It's not just me and an engineer that we had in Indy Lights, and no pit stops or anything like that we had in Indy Lights. This is a lot of laps. You've definitely got to do at least 2 pit stops, right? So there's a lot more to think about.
Let's go in there. And just to kind of explain it for people that might not know. So
lost you.
Oh, Darren's internet's out. So do you got me there? Can you hear me? I can still hear you. Oh, now he's frozen. We will rectify. Darren, he's calling me back. 1 second. We'll get Darren back here. Pull Skype up. Connection is poor. Sorry about this. Let me give Darren a call back. The kids are playing too much Fortnite over at Darren's place. Taking up all his bandwidth. So the point that I was going on to explain was that if you have a pit with, let's say we're going to have an 80 lap race this weekend, right? So you could, oh, now he's calling me. What's happening? There, he's back. No worries.
Kids
playing too much Fortnite. It's our usual.
Yep.
We blame it on, right? So what I was saying, what I was going on to explain was that if you, let's just say, right, you have, we have an 80 lap race, but like for argument's sake, let's say it's a 60 lap race, and let's say your pit window is, or let's say your stint length is like 18 laps, right? So that would be 1836, 454, right? So then you would still have 6 laps left on your, if you stop 3 times, right? So you stop at lap 18, stop lap 36, stop lap 54, or 44. Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, yeah, 54.
54.
I swear I can do basic arithmetic.
That would be 1818 and 18 and 6.
So that that and that's assuming you're running green and you're hitting that mileage for that 18 lap flat out window. So if that happens and you don't save fuel, right, you just run that 18 lap window, you have to do 3 stops. And then the way it works is that if you then say, okay, well, what about 2 stops? That basically means you have to economize 6 laps of fuel out of your 54, which is probably not realistic, because that would mean you have to save a lap every 9 laps of fuel, which would not probably happen. So what you need is a yellow, right? Unless you can hit the fuel number to save 1 lap of fuel for every 9 that you do green, which you probably can't. You would need, we've lost Darren again. You would need the yellow to then extend that mileage. So say you accrue like 4 or 5 laps of yellow, all of a sudden you only need to save maybe 2 laps of green flag running, which would be more realistic. So that's kind of why you see the the pit windows and the kind of strategy change when you have yellows. Yellows comes out because the more laps you spend under yellow, you're saving fuel, and then that can effectively change your pit window. Sorry, I'm just trying to get Darren back. I wonder if he has his computer like hardwired into his router or not, or if it's his Wi-Fi being problematic. Darren is not online. Alrighty. Well, either way, we will still talk about this. So he'll call us back, but if not, I'll just kind of carry on. Oh, he just sent me a text. What does the text say? No worries. Okay, so he's having internet problems. So anyway, that's kind of the stuff that we're thinking about as we're kind of going into the weekend. Sorry, I'm just letting him know I'm gonna finish it here. And that's we've been going into the shop, meeting with the engineers, meeting with the race strategists, kind of getting our like I said, not really settling on one plan, but sort of having our options open, right? What if we have a yellow early, if we have lots of yellow, or if we go green, what's our expected plan, and then we're gonna have to play it by ear as we're going, because we're gonna have to evaluate how much fuel can we save if we have to, or do we want to run hard. And those are very much on the fly decisions that happen mainly on the timing stand, but also in communication with the driver, because they may say, okay, Dalton, we need you to hit this fuel number. Can you do that? And it's and it's kind of up to me to basically with the technique to make that happen or not, and then we adjust the strategy accordingly. Yeah, so that's kind of everything. I'm feeling pretty good about this race. I'm not feeling too nervous or anything. I like this track. Like I said, like we talked about before, got lots of laps here. We won't be getting a track walk, so we're just kind of getting right into it. So that's kind of something new. But been doing lots in the sim and feeling pretty good. So last week we announced our contest, weekly merch giveaway contest, and up for grabs this week is one of the DK logo IndyCar shirts, Dalton Kellett shirts. To the winner, I'm going to sign that, whatever size you request. And also, the team pitched in a whole bunch of merch for these giveaways. Thanks to AJ Point Racing for doing that. So we're going to throw in Coyote sticker and a Coyote hat for this first one. So let me take it out of the plastic. We've got the Coyote logo there, number 14, AJ Foyt, 4-time Indy 500 winner on the back, team hat there. So those will be going out to you, and I will pull up my aptly funny named contest chooserator. If you can see it on the, you gotta see it on the screen, hold on. There it is, the contest chooserator 5000. I thought I was being funny last time I was doing a contest. So we have about 60 people submitted comments. They tagged their friends, tagged 2 other friends on the contest posts on Twitter and Instagram, and on Twitch. And so you can enter. You can comment and enter on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch if you comment during the live stream. So if you're watching this, comment and engage in the comments on the Twitch stream. We'll get your comments there, or go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Dalton Kellett and comment on the contest post, which we'll be putting out today. And tag 2 friends, and that's basically what you need to get an entry. So without further ado, Rand between 1 and 60. So what this is Excel has a random number generator. We've got 60 entries, and then we've got, it'll basically it'll match, the cell will match the number to the contestant's handle, and that'll be the winner. So 3, 2, 1. All right, our random number is 23. Winner, Corey Rexford, who submitted via Instagram. Thank you, Corey. I will be DMing you this week, and you can let me know where to send off our your winning shirt. So you're getting a DK shirt right here, Dalton Kellett, AJ Foyt Racing, and a gray heathered, very nice tee. These are the same ones that you can get in the IndyCar store, shoponyms.com. They're good, high quality stuff. Coyote sticker, that's really cool. It's a really cool logo. I think that's awesome. And the AJ Foyt Racing hat, team hat. So, thanks Corey. Thanks for entering. Thanks everyone else who entered. Be sure to, if you didn't win this time, be sure to get your votes in, get your entries in for next week, and we will announce the winner before we go racing at Road America next Wednesday for the next episode. Thanks everyone. Bye.